I'm Christin Brown, curl specialist and OLAPLEX ambassador, and my Instagram handle is Curl Factor. This is my client and model, Tori, and as you can see, Tori has very, very curly hair. She's a little wavy up here toward the top where she's longer, and then gets very coily toward the bottom. So our goals for today is to do some repair, to do some strengthening, and to add some hydration as well. So today I'm going to be doing the standalone treatment, which is by mixing the number 1 with the number 2 at certain parts of the process. Then what I'm going to go ahead and do is fill up a bottle, like a little water dispenser situation like this, and I filled it up to 3 ounces. I use distilled water because typically when it comes to tap water, there could be a lot of different variants in that, so I try to keep it as clean as possible. Then what I'm gonna go ahead and do is use the OLAPLEX number 1, which is the bond multiplier. And the cool thing about this is it has already the markings on it for you, so you're gonna go ahead and squeeze it, fill it all the way up to the top there, and then I'm gonna pour it into my water mixture. After here, you can go ahead and directly apply it onto the hair. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. And I'm gonna go ahead and saturate all of her hair. One big pro tip that I would like to suggest is make sure that you're actually working this through the hair for at least 5 minutes out of the 15 that your client is gonna be sitting. So make sure that you're running it through from root to tip, once again, and then you can go ahead and let your client sit for a nice 15 minutes. That's what I do in my salon. So the next step in this standalone treatment is to use the number 2, which is the Bond Perfector. This guy is also just a winner right out the gate, simply because for curly hair, we need a lot of slip. What that means is we need something that's going to be able to glide through the hair and not get stuck in certain spots. So the amazing part about this is literally like how lotiony soft this is. And if I'm gonna go ahead and apply this directly onto my client's hair, I want it for it to be able to move and navigate and glide through without having any parts that really don't move. So what I like to do is call it product hands, which I'll put product on my hands just like this, and then I'm gonna smooth in a downward motion onto Tori's hair. And after I let her hair sit for an additional 15 minutes, which you can then also still apply the processing cap as you used before, is let her sit the full amount of time, and then we'll come back and then we'll rinse. At the cleansing part of the process, you could definitely use the number 4, which is the Bond Maintenance Shampoo, which is great. In this case, because Tori has former highlights, I really want to brighten them up, add a little bit of a pop to them, and also cool down a lot of the warmth that her hair is currently exposing. So I'm gonna be using the 4P instead, which is the Blonde Enhancing Toning Shampoo. And this does a great job of canceling out a little bit of that warmth, adding the coolness, which is really gonna make her hair start to look like we just did it all over again. So at this point in the process, we've already done our cleansing. In this case, I went ahead and rinsed out fully the number 4P, which is our Blonde Enhancer Toning Shampoo. The reason for that is because there is a lot of pigment and you don't want to end up with leftover suds still in the hair. So feel free to rinse liberally and massage it off the scalp so that way there's no residual color. To add some extra moisture and hydration, what I'm gonna use instead of our number 5, the Bond Maintenance Conditioner, is I'm actually gonna go ahead and use a mask. This one is the 4-in-1 Moisture Mask, which is incredible, especially when it comes to naturally curly hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this liberally on top of Tori's hair. Her hair is still very damp. And depending on how much you pump, this is what 1 dose looks like. So it's a fair amount of product. So for shorter hair, shoulder length curls, I think 1 pump is fine. In this case with Tori's hair, I'm definitely gonna use the 2 pumps. And then what I'm gonna go ahead and do is emulsify it completely, so that way I can really navigate through her hair nice and effortlessly without hitting any tangles. So after doing an amazing treatment like the standalone that we did on my client here, then you follow up with your shampoo and your conditioner, or your deep conditioner if you choose. And then after that, you definitely want to go ahead and apply your styling product right away. If we're talking about curly hair specifically, the faster you can get product into the hair that's gonna be left for good is done on really, really wet hair like this. So even if I'm gonna be diffusing my client with a blow dryer and a diffuser attachment, that's one way. Or if they prefer to be sent home and to do all their air drying accordingly, that works too. But the main thing is to get your styling in right at this moment for the best results. I like to cocktail the number 6, which is the Bond Smoother, the leave-in reparative cream, with the bonding oil, which is the number 7. So the way I like to mix these two is to open up the number 6, put it in your hand just like so. And then one thing that I also really enjoy is mixing the two of these together, like I was mentioning. So Have the number 6 right here in hand. Flip the number 7 over like this, and when you tap it, it automatically dispenses 1 dose. Rub your hands together and then begin to apply it onto your client's hair. You can start at the bottom to ensure that those tips really do get a nice amount of coverage, and then work your way in like this. For me, the favorite way of drying curly hair is definitely to diffuse. The reason why is because a lot of people don't typically like their day one hair for a nice amount of reasons. So the way that I like to diffuse is start by turning it on, having it on a low heat and a low speed, and simply just hovering it around the hair like this. Once you get the roots to the mid-lengths majoritively dry, that's when you can have your client either flip forward or flip to left side or right side, and then that's when you can start diffusing from the bottom up. So here is the final result of everything that we did today in the salon. We did our standalone treatment to kick it off and to really fortify and repair her curls. Then we went ahead and we used the toning shampoo to really get these older highlights to pop just like new. We also used the moisture mask to really instill a ton of hydration and moisturization into her curls. And then we finished with a smoothing, frizz-free styling product along with the bonding oil to really make sure that everything just all comes together. So there you have it. This is definitely the best case scenario that we could have come up with such an amazing day that is dedicated to curls. Again, this can work on any type of hair, virgin hair, hair that is graying, straight hair, chemically treated, whatever. But for me and my curly clients, this is definitely a go-to. So hope you enjoyed, and thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Christin Brown. I'll see you soon.